Hello, it's Mr. One, and welcome back to another video on Destiny. As you can see, I got the forced victory on the Trials of Osiris. Now, this unlocked the Mercury Lighthouse of the Chorus Spire. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but it says only a true champion of the Crucible dare set foot in that place. Pretty much, I missed the red anyway. Anyway, pretty much we're gonna head to the lighthouse on Mercury. Now, I know some players will not win 9-0 on their card, so basically I'm gonna run you through what you see and the Grimoire card you can acquire. So as you can see, you acquire a Grimoire card just for entering it there, which made my Grimoire 3395, which is pretty cool. Now, as we're loading in, you'll see that I got some pretty good gear in that, and I've also managed to get to 34 already during this week. I've actually got two characters to my 34. This is my second character. Sorry if I'm showing off a bit, it's just me. Anyway, as you can see, we're entering the field. Actually, we're entering, where is it? Somewhere on Mercury. Osiris Spires, Mercury, the lighthouse. Wow. We got a cutscene for this place, that's cool. Hey, there's me. I'm glad that visor's black, otherwise I'd probably be blind right now. Actually, you'd probably be blind either way. Anyway, I'm just waiting for this to load in and then we'll get going. So, as you can see, this is the field, well, not the field of glass anymore at Mercury. This is another part of Mercury where the Vex have taken control. But like Osiris' settlers or disciples have settled here. There's probably that Grimoire about the Osiris and what this place is. So I will look at that while we walk through here and you guys get to explore and see what it is. So let's have a look. The Osiris Grimoire card I already got. Wow, this place looks amazing. It's all Vex technology. It looks like there should be some vendors here around here, but like doesn't look like there any is. Report on the Colossus Spires. Executor Hido. This is the Grimoire card, and there's a Sunsinger grenade there. That's cool. Maybe that's just scanning the sun, but as you can see, it looks like there's meant to be some vendors around here and that. Anyway, according to the Grimoire card, there was no one there when we arrived. We approached peacefully and kept our weapons holstered. The sights we saw, executing Mercury, is a beautiful place and forbidding. On Descendant, we mapped sprawling patterns of Vex light and an entire metropolis of unknown purpose. The spires strode with the lightning, a mist of burnt rock or some other evil blows across the landscape, cut into circuits the size of cities. There is an atmosphere, as in all post-traveler records. The Vex have not disposed of it. So, as you can see, there's still an atmosphere on Mercury from when it was terraformed when the Traveler arrived the first time, and down the end of this corridor we have a giant box with a weird-ass eagle Egyptian thing that says collect loot. So, as you can see, I haven't collected any of the loot yet, and my primary weapon slot is full, and I have a beast-ass hand cannon that I just got up. So, maybe they'll actually get some more stuff in a minute, but I won't collect that just yet. I'm going to look around a bit. But the site we were invited to is clearly a cult of the Osiris camp. Sorry. We found some stores of glimmer, equipment and books. A grounded ship of conventional design resets unguarded. The architecture is clearly evidently Vex, but it has been ornamented existently with fabrics and ritual objects of unknown provenance. So, during the Grimoire card, it pretty much says the three that were there. It said, one of the fire teams suggested we search for connection to the Trinity Star cultists, but if they exist, we couldn't see them. Now, this place is built by Vex Design, then cultists basically came around and, like, turned it into their living home for a little while, and it looks like there was meant to be vendors, settlers, and everything there, but we don't actually see anyone there. According to the Grimoire, they said they inspected carvings and trinkets left by Osiris cultists, all of us began to depart from ordinary experience. My exo-teammate described the sense that she was buried beneath an enormous operating mass, locked up in a tiny crevice at the bottom of a labyrinth or mechanism. My awoken teammate felt an ongoing sense of deja vu. Her actions were processed by an infinite echo, an anticipation of all her choices. She became volatile and erratic. She insisted that we were surrounded. I remember a low ringing sound and a sense of numb filth like gravel rubbed into a wound. I experienced a sense of imminence, as if I was bleeding into the world around me. It was uncomfortable and profoundly alienating. I perceived all my actions as determined and inevitable. My ghost commented that the traveler had made something of this world, and then the Vex had eaten that something. We gathered the treasure left for us and departed quickly as we could. This concludes my report. May it bring some adventure to our cause. So pretty much the Grimoire actually also has no clue what this place is and how, like, or what happened to the Osiris people here. But as you can see right now that I've walked around in that, it looks like certain areas should have vendors and people with it, and maybe the maybe the game will elaborate on this, or maybe something will happen here future in the DLC. I actually thought when I first arrived here that we might actually get to meet Osiris finally, and they actually might have given Osiris a person, but it looks like not. But there is a Grimoire card later on actually about Mercury. I can't remember. I think it's the ghost fragment of Mercury actually, if you've got that one, and it says pretty much 3 or 4 people inside the Vex machines, and they say they wanted to create the war minds to outsmart the Vex. Now obviously we know the war mind Rasputin, yet he's never spoken to us. We just saved him a couple of times, and then he obliterated a bunch of Cabal and Vex on Mars, and that's now the combined arm maps and the Crucible, where the Cabal Imperial tank sits on foot watching the place, but they do not enter, and the Vex have yet disappeared. So we don't know what's going on yet, but it's a very interesting storyline so far. I just wish the Grimoire was a bit more immersive into the game, as in, like, you don't have to go on the computer or iPod or iPhone to go look it up. I wish it was like a place in the game where you could read the Grimoire, and that maybe the speaker would actually be handy for that, so we could actually get all the information we require. Anyway, I'm going to open this chest in a second here and see what kind of loot we get. But it's kind of cool how it glows, and you can see how the sun in the background. But as you can see, I got 9 passage coins, etheric light, the exotic emblem Eye of Osiris, and it looks like 3 or 5 motes of light there. I also did acquire a hand cannon that's similar to the one on my back right there, but the thing is, as you can see, my inventory was already full, so I did not acquire that. But here's the exotic emblem called the Eye of Osiris. I had the shader Amura's Passage there. I did get a ship later on my Titan. I got etheric light and a lot of passage coins there as well, so they're going to come in handy running the Trails of Osiris and my other characters. Now this can only be done once a week, winning 9 and then coming here to reward yourself, but it can be done 3 times pretty much if you have 3 different characters, or if you delete a character and recreate it, you can farm it as much as you want, but that's only if you wanted to really like bum out the game. Anyway, as you can see, this place looks really amazing and like very detailed. It's very weird that they only just released this part of the game now instead of like they were meant to at the beginning. But as you can see, this barrier here is blocked off and it forces you away. So like I said, I think there could be another openings and new areas added to this in the future, but we will not know unless this will change over the few days. I'll come back here and visit here because it's still on my map for the next few days, and maybe there'll be more things added, maybe some vendors, maybe we'll even see ghosts of people and that. But supposedly there's 3 hidden rooms in this place as well, which also have those very bouncy barriers blocking off. There's one at the Glimmer, there's one on the left up there on the beginning, and there's also one here on the right somewhere. I can't remember where it is, but you have to climb up and get around. But as you can see, the Vex have completely turned this planet into Vex technology, and it's very eerie, this place, because it's so empty, yet there is so much loot here. So maybe one day we'll get more storyline on the Osiris and what happened to him and his followers, but for now this will be it. But as you can see, the place and the distance and all the detail they put into this small place for it to only be used in the Trials of Osiris makes me wonder, that's kind of a lot of work for so little. So will this place ever be used again? We don't know, but maybe it will be in the end. But as you can see, there's bits that come off, like I said, go for vendors and that. So maybe they will actually show more of this in September. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a good day.